Hello, Susan. How are you?
Good morning, Nizam. I am very well. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well too, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to interview you.
Oh, it is my utmost pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity to have this chat with you.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you. So, friends, we have Susan here. So, I'll give a short intro about her. So, Susan Macro, she is an advanced clinical hypnotist. She helps people learn how to reach deep states of learning, healing, and creativity. Using a variety of techniques, she guides her clients into a condition of deep relaxation while at the same time a heightened state of awareness and focused attention is possible. This process allows you to access your own innate wisdom, which leads to new solutions for old problems. Her mission is to empower people to love themselves. Such a beautiful mission you have, Susan.
Yes. Thank you. It is said that our biggest challenge is
Mhm.
really our sole purpose.
Yes, I agree. And
And yes, I
yes,
spent I spent a lot of my life not loving myself.
okay. So we'll know more about you, Susan.
Yeah.
So friends, there's still to go. Susan is an international timeline reset practitioner, international delete reset practitioner, and family freedom protocol practitioner. These processes enable the client to release long held stuck emotion, limiting beliefs, and addictions. Very effective for releasing trauma, PTSD, and almost anything that keeps a person from thriving. Susan's clients have had profound and lasting outcomes from this work. Why not? When you are so much trained with so many modalities and such a rich experience, Susan. Uh, and also, friend, she's guided by her training and experience in clinical hypnosis, teaching children meditation, spiritual coaching, qigong practice, personal transformation work, pragmatic meditation, and awareness training. In her spare time, Susan serves as chairperson for Long Branch Here's Health Education, Addiction, and Recovery Support, and is co founder of Family Addiction Network, a volunteer peer run support for family of those impacted by substance use disorder. Excellent. Such a wonderful profile you have, highly inspirational. So Susan, you have mentioned here, like, you take clients to reach deep states of learning, healing, and creativity, where for the same problem only, the people have in that heightened state with a focused attention, deep relaxation. They come with their own innate wisdom, which leads to new solutions for old problems, right? So, which means like people might come like, okay, I'll go to Susan. She might suggest something for my problem, but instead, you are taking them into certain state where they are finding new solutions for their existing problem. How beautiful. So please tell me more about that. What exactly, what is your secret ingredient?
Oh gosh. My secret ingredient is me.
Me. Wow.
Really, all of my life experience and everything I've done and all of the work that I've done in my own process to heal myself is what really informs how I work with my clients.
Wow.
So, um, we tend to have in our mind, we have that conscious side of the mind and the unconscious.
Yeah.
And all of our learning, all of our memories, experiences, values, morals, emotions, um, beliefs are all stored in that unconscious part of the brain. And they say it's unconscious for a reason because we are not conscious of those things. And so, we've heard this before in many different ways, right? The unconscious brain is 95% drives our day.
Oh,
95% of all of our choices and decisions and actions and reactions to things come from these old programs that live in the unconscious brain. And so the work that I'm doing now is to allow people to access that unconscious. And there's several ways to do that, right? We can use classic hypnosis. We can use meditation techniques, but in some way, it is my job to empower my client to get to that state of relaxation where the conscious mind just kind of goes off to take a little break, right? Which you and I know happens a million times a day. It's probably the most natural state of being in that. I think everyone has experienced that feeling of zoning out, right? You're watching an amazing film and you don't even realize that the kids are running around in the background because you're just zoned into what you're doing, right? That focused attention is that state of hypnosis where you're really just relaxing into whatever is happening. And then you're able to the conscious mind can kind of just go to the side for a little while. Have you ever been watching something you're really into and you all of a sudden you say, wait a second, I think I just missed the last couple of minutes. I have to rewind.
Yeah, happens.
It's a natural thing that happens. Even driving down the road, you've driven this, route every day for years, and you get to where you're going and you say, what, did I pass the supermarket? I don't remember seeing that at all. Did I pass the church? How did I get here? Right? Because the unconscious mind it stores all of our learnings. So the unconscious mind knows how to drive, knows the route that we're taking. So if our conscious mind gets overwhelmed for a couple of minutes, it checks out, the unconscious can take over and handle whatever that chore or task is.
Beautiful.
And so that is kind of a good explanation of what happens when we're in that state of deep relaxation, whether it's hypnosis or meditation. It's really very simple. And so, the work that I do is solution focused.
Beautiful.
Right. So when we go into that state of relaxation, we have a purpose. We're looking to accomplish something or to change something.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So it is not that Susan gives the solution. It is that a person goes into the state, finds solution by themselves. And what I liked was you saying that it is a natural state for us, and we experience it in in a given day multiple times. So it is not some alien feeling that we have to achieve or strive for. So you made it very simple, very natural. Oh yeah, it was very connecting. Yes, I have been there. Yes, this happens. So thank you for making that like wow. Now it is at ease that how familiar, right? The state is, and this with the help of experts like you, one can learn how to go into that state and then come up with such solutions. And you also used meditation, and there are various other ways to go there. Thank you, Susan.
Yeah.
Okay, so here comes my next question. You have mentioned that you are a certified international timeline reset practitioner. So, what does this timeline reset means, Susan?
So timeline reset is a process where we can guide the client into a state of relaxation and essentially enable or empower them to release long-held negative emotion or negative impacting emotion
Mm-hmm.
and or limiting beliefs.
Wow. Okay.
So, I don't believe that emotion is positive or negative. Emotion is emotion.
Agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a purpose for everything. Anger, sadness, fear, hurt, shame, guilt, all of those emotions have a purpose. And what happens at some point in our life is that, events occur
Mhm.
and emotions come out of those events. There's an emotional response to something that happens. And from that emotional response, often a belief is formed. And that belief over time gets reinforced by a series of things that essentially prove the belief right.
Yeah.
So my personal story about that is that
Please.
I did not start talking until I was 4 years old.
Oh, okay.
So I had two older sisters, and they were wonderful. They did a lot of the talking for me. So, I think I was in a state of observing when I first was born, and I was born like, "Hi, I'm here. What are we doing? Let's go." I was very precocious as a baby, and so at 4, when I started talking, I had a lot of catching up to do. And so essentially, I did not stop talking. Once I started, I was a little chattermouth, I did blah, 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 blah. I mean, Nizam, honestly, if I were as an adult now having to take care of myself as a 5 or 6-year-old, I probably would have killed me a couple of times a day, because I really was a handful. But here's the thing, that was my expression. That was how I kind of was showing up in the world. And my father, although he was a good man, he was not very tolerant or very patient. Worked really hard, he had a lot of pressure. And I had this recall a couple of years ago of being 5, 6 years old in the car with my mom, dad, and my sisters. And I was doing my dot, 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 talking. And my father, in a moment of exasperation, turned around and yelled, "Shut up," at me. Now imagine from a 5 or 6-year-old perspective, this person who is supposed to be, the God, the authority, the person who we look up to for love and support and encouragement, couldn't give it to me in that moment. And when I had this recall, the feeling that came up for me, it was so immediate. It was like fear and shame and a little bit of anger too, because the rug was pulled out from under me, essentially. And my reaction was to pull back. And the belief that came out of that was, I'm not worthy of being heard.
Oh my God.
Now, of course, I didn't have those words as a 5 or a 6-year-old, but I
Yes.
knew that somehow I wasn't safe from that moment forward to express myself and to just be my precocious, gregarious self. And that belief, I want to tell you, it followed me well into my 50s. And
50s.
I've been doing self-growth, self-development since I'm 25 years old, just a couple of years ago.
Yes. Maybe last year.
So, interestingly, I had a physical thing that I was looking to heal. I had something that had been going on for a while, and I had been to a large hypnosis conference. The woman who ran it became, a colleague friend. And I reached out to her and I said, I'm looking to do some healing for this thing. Do you have any recommendations? Who can I reach out to? And she said, you have to reach out to Emma Romano in Australia because she's the one for you. And I said, oh, great. So I jumped on it. I reached out. I booked a session. I had a timeline reset session with Emma, who is the creator of this modality. And I'll tell you, Nizam, the physical thing changed very slightly, but everything else started to change. So I noticed how my relationships, my feeling about myself in my work, my feeling about this physical thing that I was dealing with, like things just started to like, it was kind of gradual in a way, started to shift. And that really sparked my interest. And I
Okay.
thought, well, this is something I have to lean into. So I took a training. I took a video training. I did a video training that she had. And then after doing that, I really wanted to train live with her. So I took her live training and
Wow.
began working with clients, and also wanting to continue to learn. Followed up with a session with a friend of mine in the States here. And we did that session was about limiting beliefs. And the belief that I smashed out at that time was that nobody wants to hear what I have to say.
Okay.
Now, the symptom of that was that I was afraid to do a Facebook Live
Oh, okay.
because I mean, you follow the line, right? Why would anybody want to? I don't have anything of value. Why would anybody want to listen to me? Like this is,
Yes. Yeah.
and one of the things that sets this modality apart from other things that I've done is that when you make a change, you have to action it. In order for the part of our unconscious mind that holds on to, that stores those memories, in order for that part to buy into the change, you have to action it.
Yes.
So she asked me after we did this reset, what is your massive action? What can you do right now in this moment that will prove to your unconscious mind that this is real? And this is me. I thought, oh, I don't know. I picked up my phone. It was hilarious. I got on Facebook, and this is me. I'm like, oh my God, guys, you can't believe it. I just did this amazing process that I've learned how to do now, and I'm going to be doing it for you soon. And blah, 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 blah. And I went to this whole rant about how I can't believe that I had that belief for so long and how I smashed it out and it's gone. And if you follow me on Facebook, you'll know I do a lot of lives now. And I don't.
That's how it started.
It worked. That belief just went out the window
Wow.
because I chose to let it go, because I realized in the process, in the reset process, there's an opportunity to release what you don't want and then create what you do want.
Wow. Wonderful.
And then what came out of that for me also, if you don't mind, I'll even go a little further, is that
Please.
I had a moment after that, because we're human, right? So, we can make changes, but sometimes things come up in other ways. And I was standing in the mirror. I was in the bathroom, but I was, getting ready, and I was, and I had this thought that, where was my business going to come from? It was the month of December, and it was Christmas, and nobody's going to really want to do this work, and nobody would, and like all this negativity came up, and I'm in the mirror, and I said, oh my gosh, wait a second. That's what I don't want. Hold on. Time out. This is what I do want. I want people to want to invest in themselves. I want people to want to make those changes because they want to feel better in their lives, because they deserve to feel better, because they're worthy of better things.
Yes.
I want to be the catalyst for that, for people to change. And I went into this positivity rant, and my phone rang in that moment.
Wow.
And when I picked up the message, it was a woman curious about this timeline reset. She ended up booking herself and 2 of her family members.
Wonderful.
So, it's proof is in the action. Proof is in the result of that. And so, I got very inspired by that, which really, I can't even tell you now, working with my clients now, I probably have used this modality a couple of 100 times now.
Wow.
And it's, sometimes when you're a practitioner, you're going to have a couple that maybe don't really get it. I got to tell you, it's probably 90-95% of people who have a positive outcome.
Wow.
So it's very effective.
Wonderful. Nice to know that, Susan. And thank you for sharing your own personal experiences with it. And now, Susan, you are also a international delete reset practitioner. Could you please tell about the delete reset?
Yeah. So delete reset is specifically about releasing addiction.
Mhm.
And addiction can be to substance, addiction can be to emotional states or to um, situations. Some people are addicted to bad relationships. Some people are
Yes.
addicted to negative thinking, so um, the delete reset is a combination of some of what we do in timeline reset, but it also involves some very deep, strong questions to inspire change in the mind of the person.
Wow.
Um, Also, a very effective modality.
Wonderful. So such deep questions brings in shift in a person that it
Mhm.
helps a person to overcome the addictions.
So, yeah, when you are in that state of accessing
Mhm.
that deeper part of yourself, the right questions can sometimes inspire instant shifts.
Yes.
Um, so Emma actually created the delete reset because she had a drinking,
Oh, she
she had a
herself
drinking problem.
overcame that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and she was ready, and she sat down and just started journaling and asking herself these questions.
Mhm.
Um, and she hasn't had a drink since. I think that was over a year ago.
Wow.
You know?
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
And next question is about this as your family freedom protocol practitioner as well. So please tell them what is this about for relationship coaching or for what, and just wanted to know about it.
So it's for me, it's twofold.
Okay.
Um, the original intent, I believe, was to create a process for people to free up whatever issues were causing their family to be in survival as opposed to thriving, right? To have a thriving, good communication, um, well balanced family relationship.
Mhm.
And it's for, I mean, how I describe it to my clients is that it's kind of a deeper dive
Okay.
into those things that keep us stuck. So it's family freedom protocol, but it is also individually very useful. And I've had a few clients come through who really were, they were looking for some kind of empowerment, some kind of self, you know, shift or growth. And three in particular are young moms,
Okay.
and they're and one not so young who had a lot of issues with her family of origin. And
Okay.
she has called me multiple times since we're done to share stories with me about her sisters now talking to her. Her brother is treating her really differently now. She's like, the whole dynamic between her and her siblings has changed for the better because she made the changes that she needed to make in releasing the resentments and healing the memories from her childhood. And she really did the work. And some of my other women are coming in and telling me that they're noticing that how they are with their children is different.
So
How
beautiful, right?
it is beautiful because it really is. If one person in a family unit can change whatever they're doing, it is going to change the dynamic because the dance steps have to change. As we've been doing the same dance over and over again, if one person changes a step, it changes the whole dynamic. And, you know, the other members of the family either come along or they don't. But then that's a different question. You know, that person can then look at what do they need to do? What changes do they need to make? You know, how can they move through whatever they're dealing with? Now, interestingly, I've done this program with a few people who don't have kids, who just came in because they were looking for, you know, some self-empowerment. And one of my clients said to me, when we were talking about family freedom protocol, she said, "Oh, I thought it was family freedom protocol like about my family of origin.
Okay.
Freedom from my family
Oh,
dynamics that have affected me in the present."
okay.
So however it plays out, I don't have any attachment to that at all. You know, I just know that these processes work and people feel better after going through it. And I want to add on, because it's not yet on my profile, because I just finished a 6-week intensive self-empowerment practitioner training.
Wow.
So I've now added, I mean, this is like, I've now added like 40 new processes to what I can offer.
Wow. Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. So thank you very much, Susan. You have this is what I wanted to know. People, like, I want people to know, like, various modalities are there. Hey friends, like, you're not alone. Reach out to the right person. There are wonderful tools to help you transform. You're like, there was a wonderful quote, like, you're not a tree to stay in the same place. You are human, you can move on, you don't have to get stuck. Of course, tree is growing, but just as a metaphorically, like, you're not stuck, you can move on, and there's a lot of help available. So that is my motive, that people can understand, know about different techniques and modalities. Various experts reach out to right person and take help and make their lives better. So thank you once again, Susan. So it was wonderful knowing about these beautiful modalities and how effective they are. And I was surprised, like, how a 5-year-old or 4-year-old, right, that at then, and it continues till the age of 50 until you have realized it. Oh
Yeah.
my God. So that
I
was,
mean,
yeah.
you know, Nizam, honestly, like I knew that I had that. I knew that that belief was there. I mean, on some level, you know, I knew, but I didn't see. It was like I was living in a box and I couldn't find the way out of it.
Way out.
Do you know, like it was just part of the background noise and the tape that was running in my head. Well, I'm not going to talk to that guy, Nizam, because what do I have to? Nobody's going to really want to hear what I have to say. It's amazing to me, you know, because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, I feel like I'm in total alignment right now with my purpose.
Awesome. So you are doing such a great job, Susan.
Thank you. I'm so glad that I'm still here and able to do it.
Yes. See, you have healed yourself and helping others to do the same. Such a beautiful work. Thank you very much. Once again, it was wonderful talking to you, Susan.
Thank you so much, Nizam. Really nice to talk to you too.
Thank you. Bye, Susan.